Hey guys, Silverwolf here. Today I'm going to be doing another doubleheader of Grand Arena, showing some of my 5v5 from the last season. And after these two videos, I'll have two more to get through, and then we'll be done with 5v5, and I can start moving on to the 3v3 tournaments. So pulling that up now, actually I'll throw in some sound. So the opponent for this one is going to be T1G09. His strong point was that he had a strong Shock T team with the Clone Troopers. So looking at his stats, I can see that he had more successful defenses than successful wins on offense, which told me that he was going to try and put pretty much everything he had on his defense. And then I'm going to go ahead and fast forward here so we can actually see the board. And let's see, where is his board? There it is. So yes, he put the Kylo Ren unmasked and his strong Geonosian team on defense. So just going through that quick. Now, if I remember right, this team is not going to work, and I'm not going to be able to get through this Geonosian team. I've always struggled with those, and anytime I lose, basically, it'll come down to a Geonosian team in one way, shape, or form. So I'm gonna start it up with Vader. Get the Merciless Massacre triggered. And then one thing I've started doing recently is targeting Poggle first rather than Brood Alpha. This is to get the ability block. Well, actually, Poggle activates the ability block. So if I can keep that from happening, it'll really help me out. And then I tried using the Culling Blade on Geonosian Brood Alpha this time, but because the Geonosians had counterattacked and got the critical chance down on me, I was not able to get a big hit. That's something I think a lot of newer players don't really think about, critical hits. It adds a lot of special damage to your team, and it can really make the difference between just a normal hit and a hit that'll knock your opponent out of the match completely. So as you can see, I'm really struggling against this Geonosian team. I've been struggling against these guys for a long time. And obviously I'm not the only one. After all this player has won more defensive battles than offensive, which is something you really will not see anywhere. So at this point, I'm just trying to get something that I can maybe try and throw another team against. Just try and get something good to happen. But I don't think anything is really going to come out of it right now. We'll just have to see in the future. Honestly, there are so many teams about this team that'll just kill you. The fact that they regenerate health every time they take an attack. The fact that they can dispel buffs and apply ability block. The Geonosian Brute, which is just a massive tank that'll take anybody out. Excuse me, it won't take him out, but you can't attack anyone else while he's taunting. So I'm going to move on to the Kylo Ren unmasked quick. And let me see what I'm going to go with my Jedi against this. Now, since the 5v5 tournament, I actually was able to unlock Jedi Knight Revan, and he's been doing a lot of good work for me lately. So you'll be able to see those in videos coming out soon. I just need to actually put the time into recording them. But with the Jedi here, because of all that protection from Bastila, they're still a really good offensive team because they simply just don't lose banners. As long as the defensive team doesn't get a lot of hits on them, they can pretty much absorb anything that's thrown at them. You saw right there, the First Order Executioner landed a big hit on my Kanan and Jarrus. But because of all that bonus protection, he didn't even make a dent in it. He just took away the buffs. So it looks like now I've just about got Kylo Ren unmasked gone. Very good beginner player, by the way, for anyone who hasn't started building that guy up yet. I personally haven't built him up myself, but that's just because I'm not building a First Order team. So he wouldn't do much more than just be a general character for me. So this battle's going to be over in just a second. Use Yoda to get some buffs out, and that's going to do it. Getting that offense up on Jedi is really helpful, especially when you apply the critical chance up as well. Because they're not only hitting twice as hard, but they're also landing critical hits every time, and that's very helpful. So I'm going to get the fleet battle done with now. TIE Advance, Boba Fett, Biggs, and my 2 reinforcements. Usually I can do these fleet battles often without a reinforcement at all, but I usually throw 1 or 2 in just for good measure, just to make sure that I do get the win overall. Because that's the most important thing when it all comes down to it. Banner counts are very important, but just making sure that you actually do win is crucial. And I've seen many people slip up all the time because they try to get too perfect, get too many points, and it just doesn't work out for them. As you can see here, their fleet team really doesn't have that much offensive firepower to it. That's the biggest hit they've landed the entire match. So you just need to be patient and wait it out. So right now, I'm going to bring in my TIE Bomber, an excellent addition to my team, and someone I would highly recommend people farm immediately. It doesn't require a pilot, so it's easy to build up. You just need the pieces for the bomber itself. And once you do that, it's right there. I really haven't put that much work into it, and as you can see just by looking at it, it's got more protection and health than anything else in my fleet. Yeah, with this kind of defensive fleet team, where there's not a heavy damage dealer, there's not an Anakin, there's not an Ahsoka, or anyone like that. Well, there's a Kylo, that's a good damage dealer. But I can isolate him pretty easily, and I believe I'm going to in just a second. Okay, good run by the TIE Bomber. Land some very important debuffs. That burning there, the flame symbol that the bomber puts on, it takes away a good chunk of the target's health every time they take a turn. It works kind of like a damage over time, but usually it keeps the target from gaining bonus turn meter as well. And then I always like using Thrawn's ultimate ability, because while Tarkin's ultimate ability can take out multiple ships at a time, it's not a guarantee. Whereas Thrawn, he will take you out. So then, cycling back around, I'm going to try out the bug team again. Alright, so I'm going to use my bounty hunters for this one. And who's the other character? Okay, Basilisk Sean. I'm not sure what she's going to do, but we'll just see what happens with that. Yeah, there goes Basilisk. So she didn't help out too much. But we're going to try against this team, see what happens. Alright, so the burning right there by Jango keeps bonus turn meter from being gained by the Geonosians. It also works a lot to getting the contract in for Jango, because you need to land hits on debuffed enemies. So there's 3 hits right there. Mass Swarm, that's going to be another probably 6 hits. And as you can see, I'm already halfway there. Another thing I just upgraded to my arsenal is I got the Zeta for Jango. And what that does is anytime he defeats an enemy, they can't be revived. Anytime he defeats someone on his turn, excuse me. It's slightly different. So, get the burning down, and as you can see, the contract has been triggered. This is going to be very important in just a second. So as you can see, that little symbol on the left side of Jango means that he can't be damaged. Alright. Another thing about the contract is when the Mandalorian has critical chance or critical damage up, he can instantly disintegrate an opponent with a special ability. So once the Brood Alpha's gone, they can't regenerate health nearly as quickly. So then I can just start teeing off on them. The burning it not only keeps them from gaining extra turn meter, but it resists their abilities to heal up, because they're losing health every time they take a turn. So now, with my Mandalorian, I'm going to just start eating away at Soldier. He's got 3 Geos to beat, but he does have the extra life in Bounty Hunter's Resolution. So now I take out Poggle, get rid of the ability block, Use Disintegrate on Toggle, and now there's just the one left. So unfortunately, my Mandalorian does not win this victory, but that actually turns out to be very helpful for me. Because since I've already lost this battle, I lost my chance at those 30 points for a first one victory anyway. So by losing a second battle, I get to start over my banner counts. So what I do here is I bring in just Thrawn, and that way I get 4 points for each of my slots that are not used. And, as you'll see, Thrawn is going to be able to take out the spy on his first turn, which means he doesn't take any damage. So I get all the points for having full protection and health from Thrawn as well. So basically, that's going to be 15 points. Actually, it'll pop up here in just a second. So, out of 64 possible banners, I actually am going to come away with 34, which means all I did was not beat it the first time. Most people, when they try a battle over, they end up in the high 20s usually. But because I lost with my bounty hunters, because I'd already lost, it actually helped. Because I was able to use Thrawn to finish him out. Alright, so let me go ahead and check the final scores for this victory. Actually, that was just the south wall, so we still got some more to cover on this video. I'm going to take out a Darth Vader team here. And this was basically where he put everything else that he had in his lineup. So I'm just going to check the speeds quick. You can notice he really didn't even put mods on these characters. So I'm just going to use my Imperial Troopers to knock this team out quick. Alright, get some buffs going using Stark. Target Cad Bane. Alright, and that's going to trigger the turn meter train. So, I've mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again. The thing that makes Imperial Troopers so great is that when they kill someone, they all get enough turn meter that basically they all get to take an extra turn. So with this one, I was able to get full banners just by taking out one opponent at a time, because as long as they can all take out an opponent in that allotted time, they'll be all set. Alright, so that's going to do it for this recording. So now I'm going to move on to the next one. So in this one, I'm going to be facing against, let me see, Bad Mouse. He's got another Geonosian team. Let's just skip over to see what he puts on offense. So he did not put the Geonosian team on offense, and that's going to be very helpful. So he's got the Jedi team there, and he had the Phoenix Squadron on the south wall. Okay, so my Dooku team did not get a hold. My Wedge team did not get a hold. I've gotten way better defensive teams since I did this recording, so that's going to help out a lot. So, for my Phoenix Squadron, I'm going to just use my Jedi quick to knock that out. So, standard protocol, pass the buffs over to Yoda. Use Yoda to spread the buffs to everyone else on the team. And then, basically, I'll just spam attacks with Yoda as much as I can. Because that little dude, with his offensive power, can hit a lot of different things very quickly. So I use Kanan to get a taunt, so my Yoda is not getting hit. Get rid of the taunt on Kanan, so I can land more hits on more vulnerable characters like Hera, right here. One hit from Yoda and she's just about done already. Alright. And here's my Yoda turn. And there goes Hera. Now I'm going to concentrate on Kanan, it looks like. Should be about time for some more buffs coming in from Bastila. And that'll come in one more turn. So get the ability block, and just generally hit him. Yoda's basic attack is very powerful. So offense down. Touch the basic. No worries. And now here come the buffs from Yoda, and this is about to get very offensive on my part. So Yoda's taking a turn, getting the buffs to everyone else. And now I'm going to take another turn with Yoda. It's going to stun Kanan. And this should take him out. There we go. Give it back to Yoda. Alright. Chopper is not going to counterattack anymore. The thing about Phoenix is they can take a lot of hits, but they really don't give out damage that quickly at all. If they're going to get a win at all, most likely it's going to be from a timeout more than anything else. So they're not really all that viable, and I try not to use them as much as I can. I usually end up having to do something with them. But as much as I can help it, I don't like using them. And I intend to move away from them as soon as possible. So then here on this back wall, he placed pretty much absolute garbage. And, oh, accidentally closed out the video there. So just skip back ahead. So, all I'm going to do for this is, what am I going to do? I'm actually going to go for the Geonosian team first. See what I can do against this. Not Geonosians, Jedi. I'm going to do a Jedi team right here. Ability block on Yoda so he can't spread the buffs. And then as you can see, they have tenacity up here. So I really can't do anything against them with my AoE attack for Vader, because if there's tenacity up, it means I can't land any debuffs. And like with Palpatine right there, you can see that's just not helpful at all to anybody. Okay, good hit from Gar Saxon. There we go, Anakin is gone. Now I concentrate completely on Yoda, just trying to knock him out. Alright, more from Saxon. Yoda is gone. Bastila will be gone in just a moment. Alright. There goes Bastila. Now I just need to knock out Ahsoka quickly. And there she goes. Alright, so 55 banners on that one. Full health on everyone, but no protection. So with this one, I had to try and beat Bad Mouse, which means I had to get really good banners. Going to get into that in just a second, but now I gotta come over here and beat this squad. So I'm trying to see how much I can get away with as far as how few characters I can use. And I decide that I should be able to do this with only the 2 characters of Jango and Bosk. So what my plan is I'm going to use Bosk to just absorb all the hits, however many there may actually be. Okay. And then Jango gains 100% protection every time he kills someone. So with that, as long as I make sure that no one attacks Jango after that damage, we should be good on that. And as you can see here, this battle's pretty much over already. I just need to try and get that health back up with Jango. So there, he's got full protection now, so as long as I can kill him right here. Full protection, so 62 banners. So now I have to go over to ships, and you can't see it, but I'm doing some math on my computer, and I'm seeing exactly how many banners I need to get. I don't remember how many it is, but I know how many it's going to end up being. So I'm just going to skip ahead until I actually place my team. And let me see if I even take a reinforcement. If I remember right, I'm checking the speed. I need to make sure who goes first. So, I'm going with the TIE Advance, the TIE Bomber, Biggs Darkwing. And that is going to be what I'm going with. So I'm just going to spam attacks with my TIE as much as I can. Just try to get through this fleet quickly and efficiently. just keep hitting things with TIE Bomber. Excuse me, TIE Advance. TIE Bomber needs to just take as many hits as he can. Okay, so Houndstooth is going to be out in a second. Alright. There we go, Houndstooth is gone. Now I just need to knock out Phoenix Squadron. Alright, just a few more hits from Vader and this will be done. There we go. And this is going to do it. In just a second. I don't know why I didn't just attack with Vader right there. I really should have, but that's okay. So 62 banners right here, which was exactly what I calculated I needed. And as you can see in the score right here, I was able to beat him by exactly 1 banner. I almost brought in another reinforcement, but I did the calculations and I realized that I couldn't afford to chance that. So with that, I was able to get the win. And at that point, I rose to number 312 in the rankings overall. Erodium class. Erodium's where I ended up finishing, but I'll get to that in a later video. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to get this up in just a few minutes, and then in the next few days, I hope to record the last bits of 5v5, and with that, I'm going to be moving on to my 3v3 videos, in which I've been doing really well lately. Alright, well, thanks for the time, guys. Hope you all have stuck around, to the end of this video. And I look forward to seeing the results from the next one. Have a good one.